Unlike an ordinary feint, Baeksun Ryu's punches flow and connect. Even the most seasoned boxer would be bound to take a hit. Baeksun Ryu faces his opponent in the ring. Despite all his gift, a thought echoes. He still lacks experience. Baeksun Ryu's wide eyes reflect the tension. He realizes, I'm cornered. Baeksun Ryu sits stunned on the ring canvas. His eyes are closed, showing the impact of the blow as the sound rings in his ears. The coach rages near the ring. "Hey, I told you to be gentle." Steele stands calm and collected, ignoring the outburst. Steele glares at the coach, setting a condition. If the fight hadn't been in a ring, he sharply asks, "Are you listening to me?" In response to the coach, a man screams, "Damn it, you got a problem, Steele." The professional remains still. The coach responds not with words, but with a piercing, icy blue glare. His heavy silence instantly suffocates any defiance in the room. Outside the gym, spectators buzz with awe, discussing the white-haired kid's skill and Steele's unexpected struggle, even joking about getting autographs. The assistant breaks the quiet. "What do you think of Ryu?" The coach stands arms crossed, responding with a contemplative The coach lists his virtues: natural gift, bold confidence, and a unique self-taught style. He declares the boy a legend in the making. The coach notes even flashy, inefficient moves create star potential since fans love them. He confirms the boy is no ordinary talent. The coach closes his eyes, decision made. "The search is over. I was going to check other places, but that won't be necessary." The quiet reflection is suddenly shattered by loud, rhythmic impacts nearby. The coach turns sharply, his attention instantly captured by the noise. The sounds weren't training. In the alley below, a gang brutally beats a victim, their cruel shout drifting up, "Just kill him already." The assistant surges forward shouting, "Those bastards!" But the coach firmly grips his shoulder, commanding him to wait, with a sharp, observant gaze. The coach stares intently, noticing something the assistant missed. "Do you see that?" he asks, completely intrigued by something happening below in the alley. A lonely, sharply silhouetted figure in a dark uniform stands against the stark, white background. This ominous frame marks the beginning of the chapter titled The Omen. With an empty, bruised expression, the boy watches indifferently as the approaching fist connects mercilessly with his cheek. He does not flinch. The world is suddenly shattering. His eye, shown in extreme close-up, drowns in a moment of intense psychological chaos and harsh black lines. The tense, focused eye of the older man scrutinizes Yu's reaction. Bruised and grasping his collar, the boy shows the first signs of genuine pain. Sweat runs down the coach's face, his eyes wide with a shocking realization of what he just witnessed. He whispers in utter disbelief, "No way." Leaning against the wall, Yu stares blankly into the distance. His bruised face is completely vacant, exhausted, and devoid of any discernible emotion. The young assistant coach looks down in alarm. "Coach, I'm going down there," he shouts, rushing into action, confused by the sudden events. A challenging voice cuts through. "You were saying?" The fighters hold a difficult handstand drill. The bewildered assistant coach mutters, "I have no idea where you kids learn all this crap." The coach looks straight ahead with an intense, unblinking gaze. His expression is now set with an unshakable resolve and focused commitment. He stands in profile with his head slightly bowed. His bruised, vacant face reflects a deep, quiet inner suffering and profound sense of resignation. The coach stands firm, arms crossed, confronting the passive boy. He demands an answer that cuts to the core of Yu's talent. "Why didn't you dodge them?" A heavy silence falls between them. The coach scrutinizes Yu's passive profile, but the boy avoids his gaze, staring into an empty distance. A shocking realization hits the coach. You could have easily dodged those punches. He dismissively judges the attacker's blows as utterly worthless. The coach locks his gaze on Yu, calculating the boy's bizarre skill. "If my hunch is right," he narrates, "even a pro couldn't land a punch." A deep flashback reveals Yu, a small, curled-up figure sitting against a wall. He is trapped beneath the endless, oppressive stream of black rain. Yu finally gives a chilling, indifferent answer to the coach's question. His shocking reply reveals his extreme apathy. "Meh, I couldn't be bothered." The coach is completely stunned. His wide-eyed expression reveals his shock at Yu's profound, talented indifference. Despite his previous indifference, Yu executes a deep, formal bow before the coach. This respectful gesture concludes their intense, surprising confrontation. Yu walks away down the narrow urban alleyway. His solitary figure is silhouetted against the muted sunset, ending the confrontation. The coach, enraged, pins the attacker to the ground, lecturing him fiercely. You should have stayed out of this. That kid deserved it. Despite his injuries and strain, the enraged coach stares down the attacker, fiercely condemning him. What do you punks know about respect? Standing isolated against the vast, dark void, the coach turns away from the conflict. His serious expression is set upon the future. He walks away down the narrow urban alleyway. His internal monologue reveals the weight of his decision. I need to be sure. The coach stares straight ahead with fierce resolve, making a dramatic internal declaration. I'm going to trust my intuition. The focus shifts to a clenched fist. The coach reflects on the fatal risk, but, if I'm mistaken, the consequence is a shocking spray of blood. With fierce, reckless resolve, the coach dismisses his doubts. To hell with it. This is how I've always lived. His journey begins. The coach decisively acts on his resolve, interrupting Yu's departure. He calls out, Hey, kid, commencing the fate of their relationship. Yu stops and sullenly turns his bruised face to the side in response to the coach's call. His expression is emotionally withdrawn and passive. Engulfed in a red aura of fury, the coach lunges down with a kick to test Yu's reflexes. The world around Yu's face dissolves into a high-speed vortex. His body instinctively executes an impossible evasion from the coach's kick. The coach's fist whizzes millimeters past Yu's head. The force ruffles his hair, and a flicker of shock registers in his eyes for the first time. The air explodes in a cloud of vapor from the near miss, but Yu stands perfectly still. The coach holds a fierce boxing stance. In the background, the assistant coach appears, his face contorted in horrified shock as he shouts, Coach! Yu, his face bruised, stares straight ahead. He hears the coach's decisive voice address him directly. Yu. The coach stares down Yu, his face tight with conviction, as he issues a direct challenge. Want to learn how to box? Yu, staring into space, throws his question like a stone into water, challenging the coach. Is it any fun? The coach waits, his eyes burning with unwavering determination. The scene explodes in a blaze of stark red. Yu, his face and hands seemingly bathed in this color, coldly continues his philosophical inquiry, hitting people. Yu stands isolated in the empty alley, turning away. His question echoes in the vast, cold space, as if asking the world itself. Is it fun? The coach's eyes, burning bright blue, pierce the surrounding darkness. He gathers all his passion and conviction to deliver his final answer to Yu. The coach's internal voice diagnoses Yu's problem, who appears tiny. He lacks the desire for struggle, the hunger for superiority that every human being has. The coach compares them. He's totally different from the other kid I saw today. A close-up on the coach's piercing gaze. He voices his hypothesis about the root of Yu's apathy. He either grew up rich, with a pampered upbringing, or in the worst environment. He throws Yu's own question back at him, issuing a direct challenge. Is hitting people fun? Yu, bruised and with an expression of dark resolution, finally answers the coach's challenge. Isn't it obvious? The young thugs stand, bowing deeply in humiliation. The coach uses this moment to deliver the first lesson on power. Do you really think those dirtbags beat you up because they actually care about showing respect to elders? The coach, with a wide, confident smile, throws the ultimate temptation at Yu. Of course it's fun. You hit people because it feels good. The coach concludes his philosophy, resonating with Yu's emptiness. Humans are weak creatures that hunger for meaning in their lives. A close-up on the coach's gloved, clenched fist. He declares boxing to be the pure, undeniable truth. There's nothing as simple and clear as a fist. The scene shifts dramatically. The coach, now gloved, dominates in a boxing ring, striking an opponent. He continues his monologue. Just like in nature, brute force is the easiest way to prove your dominance. A close-up on two hands lifting a golden championship belt. The coach uses this image to emphasize the allure of victory. People go wild for the thrill of this show of strength. A climactic, split panel. The fiery, passionate coach yells his demand at Yu. You're human too, aren't you? Then find out what you're worth. See how far you can go. Yu's eye, reflecting the coach's dark, frenzied vision. Spread your wings and fly straight into the sun until it burns you up. Grind your enemies beneath your heel. He summarizes his compelling philosophy as the ultimate truth. That's what it really means to be alive. Yu stands in profile, focused but bruised. The coach gives him his first authoritative command, marking the beginning of the training. Watch carefully. The frame is split. The coach's lower body demonstrates the foundational boxing step, while the upper body, bicep, shows the tension. The word is visible on the ground. He executes a jab. Bottom, he executes a cross. A close-up on the coach's stern, focused face, looking directly at you. He names the basic combination. This is the 1-2 punch. You turns his back and walks away, his face resolute. The coach sets a harsh deadline for his first task. You've got 1 month. You walks down the street, his back receding into the background. The coach sets the location and time for their next meeting. That's how long I'll be at this GYM. Come and see me when you're ready to begin. The coach stands with his arms crossed and a stern expression, while his assistant, standing behind him, finally speaks. Coach. The camera moves to a school setting. A new character sits at a desk, laughing, and says, "H-A-H-A-H-A, you little punk." So last time, you, in a school setting, stands by a window and firmly rejects his past or someone's mundane conversation. And oh, not that. An unnamed classmate is kneeling, with another dominant character sitting on him. The dominant one threatens or mocks. Okay, let's see. 1-2. An unnamed classmate is kneeling, with another dominant character sitting on him. The dominant one threatens or mocks. Okay, let's see. 1-2. A close-up on Ryu's hair, emphasizing his presence. An unseen speaker, full of arrogance, challenges him. What about you, Ryu? Full flashback frame. A character with spiky white hair, sitting on the humiliated classmate, reveals Ryu is boxing. NH. You know I go to the boxing gym these days. Is a close-up on the humiliated classmate with the white-haired guy sitting on him yelling. What? Screw you. Bottom is the white-haired guy smugly saying. There's always bigger game for guys like Ryu, you know? A close-up on the smug face of the white-haired character who mocked the classmate. He is certain of future success. He's gonna be the world champion.